We've had our first session already, like first quarter. At the beginning of this year, we said we're going to be doing 3 sessions every quarter. The first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and the fourth quarter. So this is our third quarter, and we're looking forward to our fourth one, which would be more like a giveaway, games, activities like we did last year. So guys, it's good to have all of us here again. And so we're just going to go straight into it so we can finish on time. All right, so this session, we're talking on transferable skills, digital skills, and soft skills, basically, because these are the most important things that are required to, get yourself started up in any area we find ourselves, not just in our career, in our everyday to day life, our everyday to day activities. These skills are very important. They, take us through our activities, help us navigate through life on a normal day. So today we're going to talk about these skills, and we're going to start with the session of objectives. We'll understand the role of soft skills in freelancing and remote work, basically in general. We're going to explore digital skills that makes you job ready. So we're going to talk about both digital skills and soft skills that makes you job ready. That makes you fit to, apply to jobs. Then we're going to identify those transferable skills you already have and then build a growth plan for, your remote career. So to get started, as usual, please feel free to ask questions. If you're confused, if you need clarifications, if you need to add or chip in one or two things, please feel free to do so. You're welcome. So I wanted to do an icebreaker since we're not much, but please, you're going to have to unmute your mic and you're going to tell us one skill you think you have that, can be useful in freelance, remote work. Anybody can, unmute and answer. Okay, Savio, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Debbie. So I think one of the skills that have really helped me scale through wherever I find myself is uh, the research skill. The research
Mm-hmm.
skill, it's what helps me to learn,
Yeah,
uh, help me find out solutions to any problem I encounter. So
okay.
ability to find out solution, find out research, get answers to any given problem.
So
I
any
think
given problem.
it's a game changer for me.
Yes, that's perfect. So this skill you just mentioned, we can also classify that under problem solving and critical thinking. Don't you think so?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. Thank you. Lisa, you unmuted your mic earlier.
Yes, for me, I think it's resilience. I don't know if that counts
It
because
does. It does count. Resilience counts. Yes. Resilience, adaptability, and being able to adapt to change, it actually counts. Those are one skills that, because lately you see yourself moving from one task to another task, and you need to learn how to, navigate through this task. So if you're able to be adaptable, if you're able to be resilient towards change, towards growth, that's one skill that, helps. Nathan,
Hello, David. Good morning.
good morning.
Yeah, I'm actually new to freelancing, so I just thought I should join you guys and hear what you're actually saying. But one thing about me is that I think I'm very good. I'm good at listening to people's issues. So I
Okay.
was thinking I'll just go into maybe customer service and listen and find a way to probably assist people.
That is perfect. This skill you just mentioned is one of the best skills that are actually required. And it feels like it's very easy, but not everybody have it. Active listening. It's not everybody who can listen to understand and prefer solution. So if you have the skill of being able to listen actively, then that's one of like the most valuable skills in the job market. So it's a good one, Nathan. Well done. You're like one step ahead already.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes. All right. So let's just go straight to why having a skill matters. We already know what skill sets are. We already know um, basically we need skills on a day-to-day activity. So I'll just go straight into the skill pyramid. I don't know if you guys have heard of the skill pyramid, where we start from having the hard technical skills, that is at the top of the pyramid. Then there's the digital skills, and then there's the soft and transferable skills. Now these skills are lined up. If you see here, the soft and transferable skills are at the bottom because they are at the base. That is the basic skills that we need in our day-to-day activities, followed by the digital skills if you're going to move into the job market, and then the hard skills, which are the kind of skills that can be measured, right? That can be learned and measured. Now, I'm going to explain this. The soft transferable skills talks about who you are. These skills are the skills that define you. Just like Nathan said, he said he's good with active listening, right? That is a skill that now defines you, because anywhere you find yourself, if you're able to listen actively, it will not just help you in your job, it will also help you, navigate through stuff you do. So it's already inbuilt with you. It's a skill that you can take from one job to another job. It's not just a skill that you use in one particular job. So that's already who you are, right? So example of these soft skills that can also be transferred is communication. And then for Lisa, adaptability, like you mentioned earlier, resilience, right? And then if you understand these soft transferable skills very well, you know that they are foundational, they are universal, and honestly, they are difficult to teach. Why is it difficult to teach? Because these are skills that people learn by themselves, they develop by themselves. In as much as we want to teach people how to communicate, if they do not sit down and try to, do it from their own perspective or learn from internal, it will be hard to teach. So it's something you have to sit down and learn for yourself. How to communicate effectively. I have to sit down and type something out. I need to make sure I type it well. What tone do I use? How do I say this and the likes? And then we'll move to the second pyramid, which is the digital skills. It talks about how you apply what you know. It talks about, okay, I know this thing. I know how to collaborate. I know how to communicate. But then how do I use it in this digital economy? The economy is, expanding. People are going into tech. Nowadays, I don't even need to step out of my house to buy something. I can just get something from online shop, online store. How do I communicate with these people selling online? How do I talk to these people selling online for them to give me this tool or to give me this thing I need? And that's what they call collaboration, or you being able to use this, your inbuilt soft skills, communication, for instance, and apply it using digital tools like SMS, chats, stuffs online using apps. And then there is the last one on the pyramid, which is called the technical skills. That is what you know. Technical skills, hard skills, can be learned. For instance, a carpenter, you see all these, if you go to the eastern part of Nigeria, for instance, you see where they take their young boys to learn mechanic. You say they take these young boys to learn carpentry work. They start from a small age and they grow into it, and then it becomes a specific thing, like for them, what they do, right? So those are hard skills, but they can easily be learned. I can just sit down and start learning Python. With time, I'll get it, right? So those are what you know. So those are the differences between hard skills, digital skills, and transferable skills. Guys, if you have any question, please feel free to ask. So I can clarify more if you need me to clarify anything. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to define these three focus we're talking about today. We're talking about soft skills, digital skills, and transferable skills all in one. So like I mentioned, soft skills are how you interact with others. For instance, communication, teamwork, emotional intelligence, adaptability. Remember, these skills are not easily learned. You have to, they are inbuilt most times, but you have to put into work. Be ready to leave your comfort zone. When someone tells you, for instance, okay, Let's use this basic instance that happens. You see, in a relationship, let's use a relationship because that's where communication has have issues most. In a relationship, you're talking to your partner. You tell your partner, I don't want this thing. I don't like this thing. They tell you, okay, I've heard you. They still go ahead to do it. And you're like, but you said you heard me. They were like, yes, I heard you, but you still did this thing. Why? Now, they heard you, right? But then the ability for them to be able to listen to you, to understand why you don't want this thing, to understand that if they do this thing, it will not be good with you, it will not be cool with you. That is a soft skill. That is a skill that most people don't have. And like I said before, it may look easy, but it is not that easy to get. So you have to put in the work to get these skills. Okay. And then the digital skills are your tools. You being able to use these skills now that you have, this good communication skill that you have, being able to use them and integrate them into tools, into softwares, into systems, into communicating with your work people, into interaction, into technology. That's what is called digital skills. Okay. And then the transferable skills. Most transferable skills can be classified under soft skills. Now, these are the skills that you can just take from one job and take into another job. Most people are like, okay, so I want to start working remotely. I don't know where to start. The truth is, if you want to start working remotely, first of all, you need to identify the skills you already have inbuilt. What are these skills that I already have from maybe teaching? Maybe I thought because I don't know, majority of us did teaching when we left secondary school. Because me, when I finished secondary school, the next thing I did was I started teaching. After teaching, I started before I got admission into school. So that's like a basic job. In teaching, you see that you have communication there. So the first step for you to know the skills you already have before you even talk about moving into remote work is think of your transferable skills. Sit down and write those skills down. So let's go straight into examples of soft skills, for instance. Okay, let's go into soft skills. So soft skills are personal attributes and non-technical abilities that influence how well you work with others, how well you manage your task, how well you navigate the workplace. So they are foundational to success in any career and are often considered more difficult to teach than technical skills, just like I mentioned. So soft skills are inbuilt. They are how you move through life, move through your job, how you listen, how you communicate, how kind you talk. So there's this company I worked with, for instance, and one thing in that company, if during the interview session, they tell you our watch word or our watch, motive here is empathy. They are big on empathy. It's a US company filled with Filipinos as well. So it's mixed. But then they tell you we are big on empathy. So during your interview session, when I first interviewed with the company, I tried as much as possible to make sure my interviews are more like me and you having discussions and not question and answer. When you ask me a question, try to, put it around my experience, the things I know, the skills and the likes. So it's more of a discussion instead of a question and answer, ask my answer kind of thing. And in that scenario, for instance, I was having the interview with the lady, my first interview, and then her daughter came on screen and she was shouting and like, mommy, I need this. So I started laughing and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was like, no, it's fine. I totally understand. Kids can be this way and that way. And she was like, oh, that's nice. Thank you for understanding. Now, and most people will just like, it's cool if you stay quiet and not do anything. It's fine. But you being able to show this skill, like, oh, I understand. No problem. It's fine. Take your time. I know how it can be. I have siblings, they can do this most times. It's also you relating to them, putting yourself in their shoes and the likes. So that's a way for you to show a soft skill during even your interview session. It doesn't have to be a question and answer session. So Nathan mentioned earlier that one of his major skill is active listening. Active listening, how do you show active listening? Active listening can happen by you reiterating what the person has said. So let's say your manager tells you, hi, Nathan, I want you to, draft this document. When you're done, send it to these people. And when you send it to these people, come back to me. Then go to this team and ask this team. If you want to use your active listening in this scenario, you can reiterate what they say. You can say, okay, just to be sure I heard you correctly, or just to confirm, I will take this document, print it out, bring it back, give it to you. Just reiterate what they say. Not just to your manager, even as a customer service representative. When a customer tells you on the phone, hi, I cannot log into my website. I can't do this. Your customer service team are whack and this and that. The thing you can tell them, oh, I'm so sorry, but just to get you clearly, you said you could not log into your website. Well, you don't have to worry. I'm here to assist you. This, that. So you always reiterate. It shows you listen actively. Okay. And another way to show that you listen actively is by you not interrupting. You don't interrupt people when they talk. Okay. So you can interject, but you don't interrupt. You can listen carefully, and when listening, you can now say, okay, I know this, I know that. Don't worry, I'll help you out. I understand. So you don't interrupt, but you can interject. One thing with active listening, why I am heavy on active listening is listening to people is one way into their heart. Like, it's a key to get to know someone. You can be quiet when you're networking. Just let the person. People like talking about themselves. So if you can listen to them talk about themselves, you really want them over. Ask questions. Let them talk about themselves. You listen. Tell them, oh, you said this. You mentioned your family was in the US and you worked in this company. So when you go to networking events, try to listen to people talk. Try to hear what they say, and you can reiterate, and then you can even add your own experience to what they say. So that's it with the soft skill, and I just heavied on active listening because it's one major part of soft skills that everybody needs. Okay. And so examples of soft skills, we have communication and interpersonal skills, verbal communication, written communication, active listening, conflict resolution, empathy. They are all part of communication and interpersonal skills, and that's a soft skill. So learn how to communicate verbally, learn how to communicate by writing, that's typing, then your active listening as well. Then we have conflict resolution and empathy. Always be empathetic, like show empathy. Even in your emails, for most of us that works with ticketing, there's something called AER, insert AER statement. An AER statement is called acknowledgement, empathy, and reassurance. Those are soft skills. And now you're putting those soft skills into digital tool. That's why you now say digital skills. Okay. So acknowledge, empathize, and reassure. Once you're able to do these three things, it will help you. Even any situation you find yourself, acknowledge, oh, I'm sorry you went through this. Empathy, I totally understand. I would feel the same way by wearing your shoes. Reassurance, okay, you don't have to worry. I'm here to help you sort this out. And then you get it done. Another example of soft skill is critical thinking and problem solving. And this is for Savior. Savior, you mentioned earlier being able to do research, right? And using your research to solve problems. So that's part of critical thinking and problem solving skills. Decision making, creativity, innovation, problem solving, critical thinking. Okay. And then we have work ethic and self-management skills. Time management is a major skill. Trust me, guys, if you don't have time management skills, if you procrastinate, that's a big issue. So you need to, have this time management skill. Be adaptable and flexible. Lisa, you said resilience, so it's here for you. Then accountability and attention to detail. Okay. And then we have leadership and teamwork skills. We have emotional intelligence, being able to collaborate and work with a team, giving and receiving feedback. Learn how to receive feedback. You don't always have to be, when they say, I have a feedback for you, you did not do this thing well. The next thing you attack them. Who told you I did not do it well? This is how they say I should do it. This. You will not even listen. So your ability to be able to receive constructive feedback or even give constructive feedback is a good skill. Listen, even if they are, wrong, just try to understand what their standpoint and don't always be defensive. Okay, so learn how to trust me, most people don't know how to receive feedback. They're always ready to defend themselves. And that is not a good skill. Learn to receive feedback. Tell them, okay, thank you, this is acknowledged. I'll do better moving forward. And if you feel they are wrong, there's a way you can also construct and let them know if you feel they are wrong. Okay, so that's for soft skills. Then let's move on to the next, which is the digital fluency and collaboration. So, like I said, digital skills are the baseline of professional work. We've talked about soft skills. Soft skills are for both daily activities. Digital skills are now when you want to go into the professional work part. So we're not talking about coding, we're talking about digital fluency, the ability to be able to use these technologies and use it well, the ability to be able to use tools and use them well, the ability to be able to use softwares and use them well. So, for example, of digital tools, we have Slack, we have Google Meet, what we're currently using to do our session. We have Google Docs and the likes. Being able to create documents, log them down, master these tools, and improve teamwork and efficiency. So you need to be able to use digital skills to build yourself, use digital tools to, add value to your team or wherever you find yourself. And examples of digital skills, we have data analysis, data visualization, digital marketing, software development and coding, cloud computing, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence. So I've listed them all down. If after this session, I'll be uploading this recording on YouTube. So you can always come back and, take a look at all the things I've listed. Or if you can take a screenshot, it will still help. So these are all digital skills that you need. And I'll move to transferable skills. So the major question I get, where do I begin? What do I use? I don't have any experience, so I've never worked remotely before. Where do I start from? So that's where your transferable skills comes into play because they answer majority of these questions. So these are the skills, the knowledge, the abilities that you've gotten from one job or your life experience that are valuable and applicable to different jobs and industries. Majority of them are soft skills, but can also include broad technical knowledge. So I mentioned teaching, for instance, because I know majority of us must have, done the teaching part before. Teaching, one skill you get from teaching is organizational skill. It's also communication. Organizational skills, drafting lesson notes. That's one organizational skill I know. I don't know who did teaching. Xavier, did you teach? Xavier, are you here?
Yes, yes,
Did you teach?
I did. In short, I'm a licensed teacher. Both my
Okay.
first degree, second degree, all in teaching, education, and all that.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what skill or knowledge or experience do you think you got from teaching that you could take to another job?
Uh, it takes empathy to be able to transfer knowledge
Yeah.
to those who don't have. So, and then patience. You need to be patient with your learners, put yourself in their shoes, and that's part of one of the things I've learned teaching.
Okay, thank you very much. That's good. Okay, let's see. Does anybody have experience in sales here? And they took that experience from any kind of sales or any kind of work or business and moved it into another one. Someone I want to call him is Felix. Felix, are you here?
I'm sort of here, but I'm not here. I'm out and about this morning.
Sorry, I understand. No, sorry. If you can you tell us like maybe one skills you took from one of your previous job experience and you took into another job experience?
Are you still asking me?
Yes, can you? Are you?
No. I'm in a very, very public place right now.
Oh,
I'm just listening. Yes.
okay, it's fine, no
Yeah.
problem. So any
Yeah.
other person can like let us know any skills they took from maybe one of your previous job experience and they'll like to, and they can move into another one. Nathan.
Yeah, I was in marketing for actually studying marketing in school, so I did marketing for a while, and I noticed that people can be really frustrated when they're trying to introduce something new to them.
Yeah,
So, so you have to take your time and learn from your frustration, so you can improve yourself to the next client you are meeting. So I
okay,
think you being calm, no matter the situation, you just be calm and move on.
exactly. So that's a very good skill. That's a very good one. And I'll use that under a scenario managing an irate customer. The skills you need to manage an irate customer. I think we're going to talk about that later because this experience, majority of us, especially if you're in sales or customer service, you get to meet customers that, we insult you. Yes, I have a friend, anytime she comes back from work, the first thing she says is, oh, I don't suffer, no be small. She tells me clients insult her like no tomorrow. And sometimes she has to change her name so that at the end of the day, she'll tell them, oh, it's not me you're insulting. It's the person that his name, his lips are that you're insulting. So it happens, but you being able to manage these people, don't get. I've seen some memes and reels that say they should give customer service or salespeople one day off to go and look for their customer and beat the hell out of them because of the insult. So you being able to manage that situation, that scenario is a very good skill you need. Okay, so if you have that skill, trust me, you're really doing well. Okay, so example of the transferable skills, you have communication, critical thinking and problem solving, teamwork and interpersonal skills, organizational and management skills, adaptability and work ethics. So let's talk about the managers demand quantified skills, skills that are valuable because you can have all these skills, but then there is a way you need to be able to show these skills. There is a way you need to be able to quantify these skills for them to actually see that, oh, we actually have this skill. I think I missed one point here on my notes, and that is you being able to organize it properly in your CV. That's one. So instead of you saying, I have active listening skills or I have communication skills, you can just put on your CV that, oh, I listened actively and use my effective communication skills to resolve customers' complaint, which led to an increase or to a 5% increase in customer retention. You can use that. So now you've talked about your skill using communication skill and how you used it to resolve customer complaints and the impact it's made on the economy. I say economy on the job, economical on the job that you used it to do. So, like I said, you can add that in your CV that way. I use my communication skills. You're laughing. I use my communication skills to, resolve customer complaints, which led to a 5% increase or retention in the organization or in my team. It helped me to boost my KPI from 5 sales per day to 10 sales per day. So you can always write it down in your CV that way. Okay, so it's not like, oh, I have on your CV, because most people will write, I have communication skills, I have empathy, I have active listening skills. It should not be that way. So you need to be able to quantify it in your CV. Tell them what you use that skills to do and how you use that skills to show value. Now, a major way that you can use that skill is using the STAR method. It's very easy. How do I show my value? Right, it's the STAR method. quantifying your skills using the STAR method. Okay. Now, how do you use the STAR method? I know most of us have heard of the STAR method. I think I've posted a video on the STAR method in the group chat. If you're not in our group, I can send you a link. You can join in later. So the STAR method is the situation. You're talking about the situation. That is the challenge or context. You talk about the task, which is your specific goal or responsibility. Then your action, what you did, and how did you do that thing, highlighting the skill you used. And then the results, that is the positive and quantifiable outcome. Okay. So what I just mentioned earlier, for instance, using your resume, the challenge or the context, I resolved an irate customer's case um, as a sales or customer service representative using my active communication or active listening skills, which led to a retention or a 5% retention on the cost on a job or a company, on client retention in our company. So that's the way you can actually put it. You talk about the challenge. And when you talk about the challenge, you talk about what you did, your specific goal or responsibility. And after talking about your specific goal or responsibility, you talk about what you did using your skill, the skill you said that you have. You talk about what you did using that skill set, and then the positive and quantifiable outcome. Okay. All right. Now let's move on to. So, like I said, you need to be able to use the STAR method to show your value. And how you show your value is by quantifying your skills. And the best way to quantify your skills is using the STAR method. Now, let's look at a scenario handling an irate customer. Nathan, you said you handle irate customer because you did marketing, right? Now, let's put that in a scenario here. It says, tell me about the time you had to deal with an angry customer and successfully turned the situation around. Is there a customer service representative here? Anybody in customer service rep? Customer service. Okay, Samuel. Okay, Samuel, can you unmute?
Okay, so here's the thing. I can you hear me? Sorry.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly. All right, so this is a
So
scenario.
asking you, I learned that something to skills. I didn't do customer service for long, but I had tried it.
Okay, it's a bit inaudible.
Sorry?
Can you go ahead and talk again?
The thing I'm using a, because I'm busy, I'm doing something as well. I'm using an input to identify new so that's how I'm listening.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, let's see. Joke.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, can you like tell us about a time you had to handle or deal with an angry customer and how you turn the situation around? You can do that using the STAR method that we just talked about.
Oh, okay. I'm not too familiar with the STAR method though.
Okay, let me go back so that you see it. Okay. Talk about the situation, the task, the action, and the result.
Okay. Um, storytelling. All right. So I work with a client who um they're they're a bookstore, an online bookstore for universities in the United States. So students do come to like purchase either new or used book from the online bookstore. So I had a situation where um the student called in and she was pretty angry saying that she purchased a book from us and the book did not arrive, has not arrived like in like over 2 weeks. It was a physical book. And she has been calling and calling. She has spoken to about 3 reps, and all they told her was, oh, I'm going to escalate this to our next level of support. and they'll get back to you. And up till now, nothing has been done to resolve the issue. So I allowed her finish speaking because she was really angry. She had due assignments in the next couple of days, and she has been reaching out to us, and nothing has been done. So when she finished speaking, I apologized and told her that this must be really frustrating. Empathy, yeah. So and I then reiterated what she said. So you're saying that you ordered a book from us a few weeks ago and you've not received it. It's like, okay, can I have your order number and all that, yada yada. I checked the order for her and I tried to track it from my end, and I saw that the book was lost in transit. So I came back on the call because I put her on hold, and I came back on the call. I told her that, oh, I'm sorry, but I do see that your book has been lost in transit. So how can I help? Or here now is to find out if you want a replacement or you want a refund, because I know that you have a due assignment and everything, but there's really not much we can do right now since the book is lost. But what I can do is either replace this book for you or send you a refund. So what would you prefer? So she said she might want to get a refund right now, blah blah blah, but she really needs this book, so it would be better if she gets it replaced. I'm like, okay, I can do that for you. Give me one moment. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and work on your replacement for you now, and just to reiterate that this might take 1 to 2 business days to ship and might still take up to a week to get up to you. So are you okay with that? Because you mentioned that you have a due assignment, and I'm so sorry that I couldn't. There's no way I can get this up to you faster. But I just want to know if you're okay with the time frame. She was like, "Oh my God, what? What do you mean a week? I can't wait. I have due assignment. Blah blah blah. Blah. Oh my God, this is so frustrating." I'm like, yes, I do understand, but there's really not much you can do right now. So I had to go again, explain, and tell her, okay, how about we do this? We can also try to refund you, and you can see if you can get the book elsewhere so that you can get your book to you in time. So she was like, I think that'll be the best option right now because I cannot wait and I do not want to have to keep calling you guys back to back asking for my book. So she was like, okay, fine. Can you just refund me and I'll just try and see where else I can get my book? So I was like, okay, sure. So I went ahead and refunded her money and told her that we're really sorry about what happened and have processed her refund for her. So she should get it within 1 to 2 business days. And she should go ahead and see if she can find another store or online bookstore to purchase her book from. And I do hope she is able to get that and pass her assignment, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, okay, sure. You've been the most helpful for weeks. I've been calling. I really appreciate that. But thank you so much. Have a nice day. And that was it.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, that was really, really nice. And I actually took, from what you just mentioned, I was able to identify so many skills you actually used here. And if we were all listening carefully, we'll see that Joke used active listening, Joke used empathy, she used conflict resolution, she used problem solving. Those are like the four major skills she did. And at the end of the day, even if this customer is not satisfied with what happened, if the customer was to give a CSAT, she's going to give Joke a good job. Because at the end of the day, she gave a positive feedback that, her issues are not resolved, but she did an excellent job with the service. Okay, so if you listen to what Joke said, Joke was able to use the star method to tell us about the situation, the challenge, to talk about what she did. Her responsibility was to help resolve the issue, and then she used her skills, which includes empathy, active listening, conflict resolution, problem solving, to resolve the case. And then the customer even gave a positive feedback, which is really good. Thank you for sharing that, Joke. Okay, Felix, your hand was up.
Yes, my hand was up because I wanted to raise the point, but then Joke hit it. But let me just go, just
Okay. I can't hear you. Okay.
It's
Okay, I can hear you clearly.
now
Maybe to
as soon as
network issue.
okay,
Yes, better.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So yes, so I said I had this customer who complained that we were always calling them. Now, as a salesperson, you know you want to get somebody on the phone at any point in time. So even if it means calling them 10 times in like 5 minutes, call them. So this guy called in and was complaining that we are calling him too much. Hey, so I get it. So I get where you're coming from. But let me ask you this. Would you want somebody that will try to give you a call and try to fix your problem? Or you just want somebody that you try to reach out to them and then you never hear back from them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, I say, hey, I get it. I totally understandable that you'll be upset about the call. And then I went straight right to it. So in sales, in everything, customer service, there are different approaches, but the best is always be agreeable. Yeah. So that was it.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. And that's very for Felix, it was really majorly active listening there. And active listening, he did not just listen, he listened to understand and then provide the solution using his own goal and responsibility. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that, Felix. If your hand was up,
Yeah, I wanted to like ask, do we use the star method like every time?
okay, so the STAR method is one of the most effective methods. You can use it for both your interviews and you can include it in your CV. It works very well because it's concise and it gives a clearer picture of what you're talking about. So it's always the most effective method when you're talking about your skill set or when you're asked a question. So most interview questions will tell you, okay, if you tell us about a time when you handled this is so and so situation, the best way to answer it is by following this. You don't just jump into the conclusion and say, oh, I brought a 5% increase into the company by, using my skills as this. It's good. But then if you're going to answer it clearly, concise, and make sure it's understandable, you can use the STAR method. So the STAR method help you keep your own line into your thought line in check. It helps you understand where you're going from where you're going or from where you're coming from, sorry. So you're talking about the situation first, the task next, the action next, and then the result or the outcome at the end of the day. Okay. So it's one of the most effective methods that you can use when you're talking about your skill set, when you're quantifying your skills, when you're quantifying your job, quantifying your value, quantifying what you do, or quantifying what you bring to, the job and the likes. So it works majority of the time. I don't know if that answers the question.
Yeah, but I wanted to also ask, if you are writing, like if I want to write my CV, do I need to use the star method every time? Like on different skills? I don't know if
No,
you understand.
you don't have to use the STAR method every time on different skills, but you can always use the result, the quantifiable outcome. Okay. So, for instance, on your CV, if you're a customer service representative, you can say, now quantifiable means measurable. I don't know if you understand. It means a measurable outcome. It means something that someone can actually see. You don't have to always use it.
Wait,
Okay.
wait, let me just like explain something.
Okay.
Okay, I want to talk about a job, like the first job on the CV. Will I be
Okay.
using the star method on every like this key or tax I'm talking about?
The task.
Yeah.
Okay, give me an example of one of the experience you want to talk about.
Okay, let me talk about like a VA experience. And I want to talk about the tax I did on that experience. So I'll be using the star method on every experience.
No, you don't have to use the STAR method in every experience because your CV is more like a bullet point. I don't know if you understand. You can just talk about, let's say, what you did and the results. For example, okay, what do you do, Ife?
Okay, I'm a VA,
Okay,
a
a
virtual
virtual,
assistant. Yeah.
good. Now you can say you managed emails using MailChimp, which is a tool, right? And
Yeah.
this saved your client from, this save your client out of 100% of the times when your clients will be, looking for their emails and the rest. It helps your client stay organized 70% of the time. And that's where you can say it. As a VA, I used MailChimp to organize my client's inbox, which saved him 70% of. There's a way you can put the statement. But now in this statement, you've seen that as a VA, that's one. I have used MailChimp. That's you using MailChimp is a skill and a tool together, which saved my client 70% of task. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying. I don't know if you guys if you
Okay,
understand.
if I'm using like a percentage for the first experience, what about the
Okay.
second experience? Should I also use a percentage?
The second one, you can choose to use a percentage. You can even choose not to use the star method as well.
Okay.
Yes. So it does not have to be for every experience or for every bullet point that you use the star method. No. But
Okay,
when
because
you,
I was thinking about it and it will look like some are always using the star method on
no,
every experience.
no, not always using the star method. There are some things you can't use the star methods on. So it depends on the job you do, on the skills you have, or on the task you carried. But using the star method, even in maybe one or two of the bullet points showing your skill and what you achieved will help you. I once did an interview where this client asked me, "Oh, I see on your CV that you were able to do a 25% retention using completion rate from the LMS you used or something like that." And I said, yes. Can you explain? Okay, so it means, for instance, out of, let's say, people that wanted to leave the company, but because there was LMS and I was able to create courses and they were able to complete those courses, out of 100% of people, maybe that want to leave, 25% stayed. You can,
Okay.
you understand. So now it shows you a quantifiable result, a quantifiable outcome, the positive side of what you did, of the tool you used. So you as a VA, being able to manage your client's calendar, that save your clients time, instead of your clients being busy all the time. But because you're able to manage your client's calendar using Google Calendar or using Calendly, it saved your client 70% of the workload they're supposed to do. Or you're able to help your clients manage a social amount of the work they are supposed to do. I don't know if that explains it, the star method. Now, you don't have to use it for every bullet point in your CV.
Okay, I
Okay.
understand.
Yes, but you can put it there so that they will know that what you did, the skill, one skill you used, you're able to bring an outcome that was quantifiable.
Okay.
Did that
Thank
answer
you.
your question now?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Is there any more question, or does anybody want to add to what I mentioned for a fee? Okay. All right, let's move on to the next slide. Handling irate customer. I think we've even answered it. Jakaya has helped us in answering an irate customer scenario. So now let's give the scenario, handling an irate customer. Tell me about a time you had to deal with an angry customer and successfully turned the situation around. So we're going to answer this. The situation. Talk about the situation. You first say, I was on the customer service line with an angry customer and successfully turned the situation around. How did it? I was in customer service line with a customer who called in furious because the tracking link for their expensive, time-sensitive order had been broken for 48 hours. They've not been able to track their product since they ordered it. Now, that's the situation. We already know what the problem is, right? The next thing is a task. What are you expected to do? Say, my goal was to immediately de-escalate the customer's anger, provide an accurate update, and restore their trust in our delivery process. Because this situation now has actually shaken the customer's trust. Yeah, it's not, the customer is angry. I cannot see my order. This thing is very expensive. So the customer is shaking, furious. They're trusting you on your product. It has gone. So your goal now is to, provide accurate update and restore the customer's trust in the process. And that's where the action came in. First, I apologized sincerely for the breakdown in communication, and then let them vent fully without interruption. If you guys remember when we first started, I talked about interruption and interjection. So you don't interrupt them. You allow your customer to talk, allow them shout, allow them query, allow them do what they want to do. Just allow them. But then you interject carefully. Okay? So the soft skill in this scenario is active listening. Now, the next, then I put them on a brief authorized hold to personally call the warehouse manager and get the precise GPS location of the truck. Hard skill, system navigation. Being able to, navigate through your system to call the person in charge of the delivery and, log in their order, place them on hold. Those are hard skills. Those are digital skills that you've used in this scenario. And then I return with the exact expected delivery time. Conflict resolution and problem solving. Okay, so in this action now, you've told them what you've done. You apologized, you did not interrupt, you went through your system, used GPS tracking, talked to the in-house manager, warehouse manager. All those things are all different skills that you've combined and solved the situation. And then you returned with the exact expected delivery time. And now what is the result? The customer was completely calmed at the end of the day, thanked me for my dedication, and even took our post-call survey to rate me as excellent. So in this scenario, I not only resolved the issue, but prevented a cancellation, saving the company a $950 sale. So this is how to use a STAR scenario to answer interview questions or to answer questions, especially when it comes to remote jobs, when you ask questions like this. Okay, tell us the time when you handled your clients this. Tell us the time when you did this. Tell us the time when you did not do this. So you use the STAR scenario. I hope you guys are able to get 1 or 2 from the STAR scenario section. All right, thank you. Okay, so moving forward, so we don't exceed our time. You're going to self-audit yourself. We've talked about so many skills aside from 6. We've talked about so many skills. So what you're going to do is, the first step is to check on all these skills we've talked about and list out the ones you already know you have. Maybe you don't even know you have them, but just calm down and think about those ones. And then also look, which skills do you need to develop, especially when it comes to soft skills that can land you jobs or digital skills that can land you jobs. Which of those skills do you need to develop? And once you've checked those skills, you can write them down. Okay, so the next steps here, we've come to the end, that you can do. Volunteer. If you want to build your self skills or your transferable skills, you need to first take initiative. Volunteer in training sessions. Go online. I usually post volunteering links on our group chats. You can go there, try to volunteer, click to volunteer on so many roles, and in that role you can learn all those soft skills. Volunteering is not all the time. You must always earn money in all these things. It's not all the time. Volunteer, learn the skills. Some skills you don't even need money to learn them. You don't need them to pay you, because when they don't pay you, you take it's very serious. But when they are paying you, you're like, so volunteer, take skills, or volunteer to do things that would help you build your soft skills. Then if you see people quarreling, I'm not saying when you see people fighting on the road, go and meet them and try to separate them, break your head. What I'm saying is, if there are minor disputes between people, you can try to, come in, try to resolve the conflict. If it's in your company, try to prefer solution. Then practice public speaking and feedback through organization like Toastmasters. So set your line for Toastmasters and use it to practice. Then digital skills, focus on mastery and best practices, not just basic competence in the tool. Take courses on Google Sheets, CRM tools that are basically used. Then seek tutorials from Microsoft Learn or courses on different platforms like LinkedIn Learning and the likes. I do share some of them in the group chat as well. And then you can also look at getting certifications that can help you. So it doesn't mean these ones that are listed though. You personally, what you do, try to, learn digital skills on those things that you do. Try to get certifications on those things that you do. Google online, check YouTube. There are so many sites that you can get certifications, even free ones. There's this Moot, course Moot online. There's so many courses there. Free. If you use that to get skills, you also get free certifications. And one thing that can help is one, consistency. Secondly, discipline. It is not easy to tell yourself that you want to build yourself. You have to be consistent and you have to be disciplined. And now it may be slow, but it will take time. But the important thing is the more you keep doing this, the more you get used to it, the more you see yourself. You don't even necessarily need to start earning big when you're learning these things. Just take your time to learn. Take your time to practice. Even in your job today, try to improve your communication skills in your job. Try to build yourself. Try to develop yourself. Be disciplined about it. Be consistent. And in no time, you see yourself doing these things. And trust me, these skills are your career insurance. Even if, for instance, AI tools in the last 5 years, 6 years, we did not have AI, right? But now AI tools came in. Things are becoming easy. People are shouting, "Oh, AI will take our jobs." You get now your career insurance are one your soft skills. AI does not have all these soft skills. So if you're able to build and develop your soft skills, those things are irreplaceable. Okay, so that's a career insurance. And other digital skills, learn how to use them, learn how to be adaptable, learn how to adapt to change, learn how to be flexible. When you learn all these things, all these skills, digital transferable, know the skills that you can transfer from one job to another job. And once you have all these things, they become your career insurance. Okay? So that brings us to an end of our session because it's a 1 hour session right on time. Do you have any questions or do you have any contributions that would like to contribute to the session that we've had today? Any questions so far? No question. Okay. So guys, I have news I'd like to share as well. So we're putting up our digital storefront this week before the month of October. So on the storefront, you'll be able to request for if you want your CV to be done, like if you want someone to help you do your CV, if you want coaching on any particular aspect of remote jobs or freelancing, if you want guidance on choosing a career or checking out for your skills and the likes, if you want one-on-one trainings and personalized sessions as well, and we'll also be putting up a starter pack course that will put you through everything you need to know about freelancing, about remote work, and not just remote job and freelancing, about your career development part. So all this will put up in our storefront starting from October. And I'll be sharing the links in group chats on WhatsApp. So if you'd like to get into all this, if you'd like to build your CV, if you like to build your cover letter, if you like one-on-one training sessions, if you want personalized coaching and guidance, just reach out to the storefront and you can book a session for your digital product and services. So guys, the link will be put out in our group chat. If you're not in our group chat, please do well to join our group chat. So that's it for today's session. And this recording will be put online on YouTube. So you can do well to, check our YouTube channel for it. So I think that's basically it. And if you took this session, please, I'll be putting up a Google form for your feedback on what we can do better next time. on how we did on this training, what we can do better next time, and which topic you like us to talk on for our next session. Please, if you're in our group chat, please answer the form. It will help us do well. Thank you guys and have a lovely weekend and welcome to Salary Week for salary earners. Bye guys.
Wait, I don't have question. Debbie,
Chakele,
are you still?
which question do you have?
I beg. Why is the group chat locked now? People locked us out.
Okay.
Even if it's one day, at least let's be able to interact.
Oh yeah, I'm going to open it now today. So
Ha.
you can interact. Sorry, Chakele will be angry. It's kind of the a lot of
Message. Yeah.
messages
Yeah.
and it
I
can
think
get
when
really overwhelming.
yes. I think when it was said that the group will be locked from time to time, I don't know who
Yeah,
posted it, but he said at least one day in a week or something, we'll be able to like interact before it's locked again.
yeah. Okay, we'll get back to that. We can have the group locked for like Mondays to Thursdays. Then Fridays or weekends, we can leave the group open. Is that
Thank
okay?
you. Yes.
All right, so
Thank
I'll go
you.
ahead and put on the group chat so we can all send our messages. Thank you.
All right.